Hello, wherever you're in from the world. I'm here in London. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to be joined by Mote Ambassador Elaine Kuritzis in in Melbourne, in just a few minutes. So welcome. Thanks for joining us. And I'm really excited to be sharing more about what we're calling Mote 2.0, which is a big overhaul of our products. And if you haven't had a chance to look at what we've launched, don't worry. We're going to be going through everything today, answering any questions that you've got. So hold tight. But before we get started, we made a little video to tell a little bit about the journey that we've been on as a company and as a product and what went into us launching Mote 2.0. So I'm going to show that video and we'll be back in a minute. Since launching Mote in 2020, we've been on a journey alongside millions of educators and learners to discover the power of voice to make learning more accessible and human. Your real-world stories and feedback have consistently shown us the power of voice within the classroom and also where we need to do more. So today, I'm incredibly excited to announce Mote Read Aloud. We've reimagined our Chrome extension to help every student to access and engage with digital content, no matter their learning needs. Mote Read Aloud is the biggest upgrade we've ever made to the Mote Chrome extension, and that's why we're calling this latest version Mote 2.0. With Mote 2.0, anyone can access high-quality text-to-speech, to read aloud any web content, to record voice notes more seamlessly than ever, and to translate both text and audio in more than 50 languages. And all of this works right where you already teach and learn in the browser, across web pages, Google Workspace, and soon within PDF documents. We've also heard from you about the importance of knowing how students are using instructional supports, and that's why we'll soon be providing data and AI-powered insights that can transform your understanding of instructional and intervention decisions. This is just the beginning. Over the next 12 to 18 months, we'll be introducing many new intelligent features to make learning even more personalized and engaging. So thank you for being with us on this journey, because together we're making digital learning work for everyone, or as we like to say, speaking to every learner. Okay, I'm back. It's the real me this time. And I hope that was a helpful overview of the journey that we've been on. So I'm going to bring to the stage Elaine. Hey, Elaine. Just check your...
Oh, good. I had my mute button on. Always happens. Always happens. Hi, everyone. I am super excited to be here. I am in Melbourne, Australia, and I know that it is a bit of a crazy time here. Many of our schools here in Australia either went back yesterday, today, or tomorrow. So I understand that some of our local viewers will be tuning into the recording afterwards. But hello, and reach out to me if you do have any questions post this webinar, because I'm always here to help. But I'm super excited, Will, about Mote 2.0. It's been in the pipelines, I want to say almost 6 months. It's been happening in the background.
Yeah, I think, as you know, you're going to show later, I think, the first step in this direction we took, which was we did the Read Aloud in Google Forms, and we launched that in kind of May, June.
It was at ISTE, actually, when I was over in the States for that. So that was very exciting to be over there for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so obviously we sort of launched it there. It was a bit of a quiet period, in Northern Hemisphere. And then but when we kind of got back to the new school year, it was really, really popular. It really resonated with lots of educators because it was addressing such an important pain point of helping to ensure that all students do have easy access to read aloud. The translation features were really popular as well. And the question we kept on hearing was, can you make this work in Google Slides or Google Docs or across the web, when I'm sharing materials with students? And we thought, well, actually, that seems like a great idea. And we looked into how we could implement this in a way that would be very simple, be high quality, using really good quality AI-powered human-like voices, and just make an experience that we're proud of. And so it's taken us a little while to cook that. We've been testing it over the past couple of months with a smaller group of users getting great feedback. And so, yeah, here it is. And I know we're going to be going through, sort of showcasing some of the functionality. But yeah, before we do jump in, I'm going to hand over to you. Anything else you wanna ask or chat about?
I'm just super excited because I think for me, when we could hyperlink within Google Docs and we could record different words, it's a really amazing feature that I love as well. Because as a teacher, if I had a text or spelling words and I wanted students to get the pronunciation right, I could record my voice to do that. And I remember saying to you back then, I was like, why, Will? Why can't we just get it to read it? Like, why does the teacher have to do it? So I remember I've been asking for this for so long, and to finally see it come to life, I'm like, yes, because this is something that is so simple to use. And I think that whenever, we've spoken about this back and forth in the development process over the last 6 months, but, you also wanted this to be a simple tool that is easy to use. You don't need to complicate it. It's something that, your littlest learners, so those first years, here in Victoria, in Melbourne, we call them prep. If you're in Sydney, they call foundation, or wherever you are, pre-prep or etc. The first year of school, we want them to be able to access this and be able to read stuff, because as a teacher of primary school students, or wherever you're joining us, elementary, it's hard as a teacher to manage a class of 20 to 30 students. And particularly now, here we have a lot of EAL students coming in, and particularly at the school I work at, a lot have come from China. So the language barrier is really difficult for a teacher. So not only have we got students who have hearing impaired or, a million other learning difficulties, but we've also got that aspect. So this, I feel, allows teachers to sort of have an extra teacher in the room, an extra helper that, is there, that can support, and the students can work it out themselves. They might need to be shown how to use it once, but then they can easily do it. And I know my students absolutely love it and are able to, click in whenever I use, not 2.0 because it wasn't out yet at the end of the school year last year, but I know when we head back on Friday that this is going to be something, when they're doing their research and going to different websites and things, is really going to transform their comprehension. And also for those students who have just arrived. So we have a lot of students who have just come from China and they're not that confident to begin with. So for them to be able to listen to and read it in their native language, I feel it is so beneficial to enhance them and build their confidence, that they're still getting the same learning experience and it's supporting them at their point of need. So I'm excited and I can't wait to showcase, particularly if anyone from New Zealand's joining us as well. There's some really cool translation features that I know our New Zealand friends love.
Yes, yeah, we do our very best to maximize support for Maori language, and so hopefully you'll get a chance to show that.
I will.
Yes, just to your point, Eleni, the language I keep using, which I find very powerful, is this concept of removing barriers to learning, which is at the heart of this universal design for learning framework. And we have really embraced that framework, and I think over the next year or so, you'll see us do our utmost to implement, the key foundational parts of that approach, that universal design for learning, remove barriers to learning, recruit student engagement. Can you hear me okay? To recruit student engagement and to just eliminate those barriers to learning. Okay, I don't know whether it's my end or Eleni's. So we've got. I'm going to show a quick video while we wait for Eleni to come back, and this is a demo of some of the functionality. Hey, you're back. Hang on,
Yes, I'm back. Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
No worries. I was gonna improvise and show another video, but I think if your broadband's not playing up, why don't you jump in with the demo and we'll take it from there.
Perfect. Right. I'll just jump over.
I'll see you.
Can you see that now, Will? I'm assuming yes. Okay, so I am here and I'm going to just run you through the new Mote sidebar. So as I had just said before, it is designed to be simple and easy for everyone to use. So you've got the simple play page button, you've got select area, which I'll demonstrate, create a Mote, which is the same as what it's always been, and then we've got translate. And at the bottom, you can access your account settings, and there's going to be a lot of new features coming to that, as Will said in the progress as we move down the track with this version 2.0 launch. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you here. I know Will had this in his video, but what I love about this is the Mote extension still lives in your Chrome browser as it always has. But when you click on it now, it appears on the left and you can actually move this around, which I think is amazing. And this is an image here. So as I move it, you can see it won't read it aloud because it is an image. And this is going to be coming to PDFs as well. So this is the first sort of launch to get everyone really excited. But I can select an area to read. So when I select this, I can select my text. I'm just going to do that. It will scan
antenna, wing veins,
and then read it aloud. Now, what I love about that is it works on any website as well. So whether you're in a slide, whether you're on a website or in a PDF, you can select it and it will read it. So this is really, really going to enhance that user and those students being able to access and read diagrams and different images. Now, the next bit is, as I was going to say, this is on a website. So I've just pulled up a website here about the Great Barrier Reef. Very Aussie here for all our Australian friends who are joining us. And here you can see when I hover over where my cursor moves, I've got the sidebar there because I had clicked it earlier. You'll see this play button arrive. So as I move down here, again, it will be there. Now, I can go anywhere on this website and it will automatically play it. So when I go here and hit play.
One of Australia's most remarkable natural gifts, the Great Barrier Reef is blessed with the breath.
You can see there how amazing it is. And I love that it highlights the words so students can really follow along and improve their own reading and comprehension. Now, you can select different languages. It can be read in different things. And the other thing I love is that it also has different voices. So you can choose which voice suits you. There's student voices, there's adult voices, male, female, etc. So you can pick what voice you want to listen to. And for those of you who were around Christmas time, Santa may have also appeared there. So that's also a nice one. Keep an eye out. Santa is on holidays at the moment. So if your students are wondering where he's gone, he's just on holidays. He'll be back, I'm sure, next year. But the other feature here is you can also speed it or slow it down. So I think this is really, really helpful. I know we were joking, Will, that some people, you were very surprised that some people can listen at 1.75. And I think it was Stacey asked for that. I'll let you know, I listen to my audio books. It probably won't surprise you at 2 times speed, Will. So I'm not really good with an actual physical book, but I love listening to audio and I do it while I'm walking. So I need it sped up. Otherwise I get too bored and it's too slow. So you've got those features there. Now, one of my favorite ones, as I mentioned, was the translation. So that one lives there. At the moment, you can see I can't actually select it because I need to highlight some text. So I can highlight just a word or a paragraph. And then when I click on translate, it will translate it. Now, previously I had Chinese selected or Mandarin, but you can go through here and select a variety of languages. And as we had mentioned, there is also Maori there for our New Zealand friends. So you can also translate there. I'll select Maori so you can see it shows the text. You can also speed it up or slow it down as well.
Ko te Great Barrier Reef titihi o ngā mea wakimiharo I fitu.
So there you go. You can have a go at listening to it and seeing it and really connecting for those learners in your classroom. Now, the final one that has been around for a little while, this was where it all sort of came from, was read aloud in forms. So you used to be able to record notes and add them to a form, which was amazing, but also took a lot of time, especially if you had really detailed Google Forms. So around June last year, Mote released Read Aloud, which is amazing, and you can also translate it. So I'm going to show you how that works. I've just created a simple butterfly life cycle form here, and I used Conquer. So I just put in my topic, my grade, and it generated a quiz for me. So using those AI technologies really enhances, saves me time. I didn't even have to set up their name. It did it for me. But all I need to do is click on the Mote icon just right here. And when I click on that, you'll see that you've got text to speech. So this was there, but you can also see now that you can allow translation. And I love this because the way I explain this to teachers is if you have a student who is a newly arrival in your classroom, for many of them, they comprehend and they know what's going on, and particularly in maths as well, but they just can't read the problem. So this allows them to be able to listen to it being read or also translating it into their preferred language, and allows you to know, hey, they actually do know this. So just because they might not be proficient in English, but they know what's going on in their own language. And I think that's really important as a teacher in today's society and how diverse our classrooms are, is that we learn to adapt and learn to support all learners in our class. So once I do that, you'll see now under the title, it's got read aloud and translation enabled with Mote. You don't see anything different here when you're in editing and building your form. But when you go into preview mode, you will see here, it's just loading. Fingers crossed my internet keeps working. I can click and it will
Butterfly life cycle.
Read that out. Now you'll see that they are throughout the whole form. But what your students can also do is when you hold the button, it will translate it. So here I've got it into Spanish, but you can choose different languages. I can go down to Dutch. This might be a cool one to listen to.
Hvilke stadier er en del af en sommerfugls livscyklus?
So it allows you to listen and those students to really understand what the question is saying and which response to answer with. You don't have to turn this on for all your students. So you can make multiple forms, so duplicate the form. And if you don't want all students to have it, they won't know the difference. You just don't turn that on. So if you're using Google Classroom, you just share the one that has read aloud and translation on with those students, and you can have the same form for others. So you can turn it on and off, which is great, add different forms. So you can still have that diversity and still cater for students within your class, which I think is really, really handy. So, Will, that is my little demo. Have I missed anything, or do you think we need to add anything else? Are you there?
Sorry, I forgot to put my microphone on again. No, that was fantastic. Thank you, Eleni. I think you mentioned, but I'm not sure if you showed. So we've obviously all of the things that you already know and love about Mote, we've kept and tried to minimize any disruption to that. I think.
Did you want me to quickly show everyone that? I did miss that.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you just quickly show that?
All right, so I'll just pop back over here. I'm assuming you shared my screen again. Sorry, Will.
Yeah, all good.
Okay, so as I'd said, you've got the play the page where it will read everything on the page, select the area to read, but here you've got your original Mote. So when you click here, it comes up with the original where you can record and the normal extension. Don't forget to turn this on, particularly when you're going back to the classroom. It's my favorite. It removes all the background noise. You can also generate. So if you are sick, I know, Will, I lose my voice all the time. So you can actually type it and it will generate it using the AI feature. And another feature that a lot of teachers were asking was the upload, where you can drag and drop your own audio file. Yeah. With the record, if you are on a website like the Great Barrier Reef one, I'll just jump over there so you can see as well. You just toggle record on the URL, and this is sticky notes. This has to be my favorite. I use this all the time when I want to send my students to a website to do some research or gain some answers on the specific website that they're reading. I can record a sticky note which sticks to the website, and then I give that link to my students. When they go to the website, they can hear my voice for the instructions and then answer whatever instructions I've given them. So all the features that everybody loves are still there. Plus, we've added all these other amazing features. So I'm super excited.
Thanks, Eleni. Yes, that's right. Yeah. So, and I think for a long time, and I wanted to kind of come back to something you said earlier, which is how we've evolved. I think when we first launched Mote, we really felt like we are onto something with the power of voice, and I think we don't want to diminish from the importance and role of that teacher voice. I think it's still important, whether it be for feedback or it be for that, making sure that you've got that one-to-one connection with students. And I think we've still left many ways to do that. But of course, that's part of the job to be done. And I think some of these new technologies really give us a great way to help, save time, to, empower students to do things themselves without the teacher needing to always be hovering and supporting. So we're trying to get that balance. And I think, we, as you mentioned generative AI, we've been very ambitious and we've tried to do really fun things with generative AI with Conquer. You mentioned Conquer earlier, and we think that there's some real potential here. So we're going to be looking to thoughtfully implement some new generative AI features within Mote in the coming months as well. So stay tuned. And then you mentioned PDFs. That is something we've already been asked about a lot. And that is definitely very high up our roadmap for things that we want to roll out, provide support. We know that a lot of great materials are contained in PDFs, and we know that providing a great experience to students with PDFs is important. So that is very much something we're hoping to launch very soon. And I think the other thing we haven't talked about, but I did mention in that video earlier, is we feel like as a teacher, maybe I'd love to get your thoughts on this, understanding how students are using these supports has got real value, so that you can understand where they are in that learning journey. And we don't expect teachers to be, spending all day, every day looking at data and analytics and crunching numbers. But we think that there is a place for providing helpful information on how students are using these kinds of supports that will help see how sort of progress that students are making. So take your students who've just arrived from China, maybe they're using the translation features a lot at the beginning of the academic year, but it'd be great to see, okay, they're using other parts of the product, much more by the end of the year. They're using translation less, or they're maybe translating different types of content, and showing that progress, I think, is something we think will be really powerful.
Yeah, I agree, Will. And even with that, I selected a whole paragraph, and it'll be great to be able to see like that progress over the year. So starting a whole paragraph to specific just words, because, as you're reading and you develop those, that understanding of English, when you come across those difficult words, you won't need to highlight the whole text because they can read it. So, I know we've been chatting about in the settings, and I mentioned it there. There's a lot coming there, but no, we're very excited for where we've come. I've been waiting the last few weeks, sort of sitting here in the background, testing it out and seeing and making sure it works. And the biggest thing with Mote, and the thing I love about Mote, is you always listen to the user. So anyone who is watching this, if you come across something that's not working, or if you come across something that you're like, I really wish that it had this feature, do reach out to Will, myself, the team, because this is me not thinking about Mote now, but Mote actually listens to the teacher. And I think that's really important, because a lot of companies are just creating things of what they think. But, the team at Mote is majority, a lot of them are teachers or ex-teachers who work there and who are really passionate about it. And we've got this amazing group with our Mote ambassador leaders, and we've just launched a new community. So definitely join that as well. Share resources. We've got courses as well that we're currently building to support teachers in implementing this and enhancing their own skills. And all of it is free, so you don't have to pay. I know that I was chatting to a teacher of mine who is just doing emergency teaching, relief teaching at the moment. And she said, I've got to keep my hours up to keep my registration. And I just said, I'm running this free webinar. This can go toward your PD hours. And then we've got a community where you just work through it at your own time. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I was looking at doing this course, which was going to cost me $1,000. I'm like, no.
Wow.
Do not pay. Just do this for your registration. So, we're thinking about you as a teacher and ways that we can help. And all of the content is created by teachers. So we've got some amazing leaders. I know that there's some other webinars like this happening in different time zones. I'll be sleeping, but I know our American friends are doing the others. But, reach out to us. We love to hear. We love to see what's happening in your classrooms. I know Britt, her school has been demoing this and trialing it with their students for a little while, and the usage and the teacher response has been so positive. So, reach out to us. Everyone has access to it, don't they, Will, at the moment? It's free for all users.
We've rolled it exactly, and there are, if you're existing Mote users, you should have received an email that would explain how you can unlock a free trial period of everything you've shown today. Anyone coming new will get a free trial, we're eager to maximize the reach of this. And so, if you want to demonstrate it with colleagues, or you want to roll it out with your school, just get in touch. We're very eager to help with piloting and supporting that. So hopefully there shouldn't be a barrier to exploring here. And we're trying very hard to keep this as cost effective and reasonably priced as possible. So yes, I think that's been great. Well, thank you, Eleni. I feel like we've covered the ground pretty well. I think we've talked about the features as we stand today. We've talked about where we're going, and we've talked about resources. I'm gonna add, I guess, we'll put in the show notes some links. I think we'll put a link for a certificate for attending and watching. I think the one thing I was going to show, we do have this new site. You can either get there by mote.com/community or community.mote.com, where you can take some of these training and PD sessions that Eleni mentioned. So I'll give that a quick plug. But with that, I think we'll, without further ado, probably call that a show. Unless there's anything you want to say?
No, I think it's great. And reach out to any of our Australia, New Zealand, Australasia friends. Reach out to me. I'm always available, can do some demos and things as well for you guys. Reach out to Will, the team. We would love to see how you and your school are using Mote. And hopefully you all love 2.0 like we do, because we're super excited.
I hopefully that's come through today. Thank you very much, Eleni. It's been great. I appreciate you. It's like the first week back for school, I know, in a crazy busy period. So thanks for joining. Thanks to everyone who's joined us live and on demand. And we'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.